What is happening, fishers? Dean from Untraceable Fishing here once again this evening with Don from Bull Moria Fishing Tackle, and welcome to
Tackle Tuesday.
So this evening, guys, we have a beautiful spread of Noeby products. They have a vast variety of products. I'm not too familiar with them, I'm not going to lie to you. So we're going to hand over to Don now, and he's going to run us through the incredible range.
Yeah, Noeby, brand that's been around for quite a while, actually. Very big in Japan, quite big online worldwide.
Okay.
And the local Noeby South Africa guys bring in an awesome spread of stuff. They are a fairly specialist company in that lure and lure casting,
artificial lure,
is pretty much their niche.
Okay.
And they do that damn well.
Yeah.
So we can look at a range of things. Maybe let's just start looking at some of those lures there.
Should we pick one or two of them up?
Maybe hoik one or two of them and put some speckies on here so we can check.
Let's grab a bigger one and a smaller one.
So, you know, guys, a lot of us nowadays are starting to throw, instead of like just your paddle tails and that, we're starting to throw stick baits.
Stick baits, correct.
And these are stinking stick baits. The cool thing about them is they cast really far.
Yeah.
So something like that, you can pop a really good distance. We go closer. I mean, you're running at 2 ounce, 51 gram, just over 2 ounce.
About 2 ounce.
And that thing you can easily pull 50, 80 meter casts on if you're really good on it. So long distance casting, what I like about them, rigged with really sharp trebles. And nice actions on them, nice range of colors, sizes.
Yeah. The nice thing about stick baits, you can mimic different retrieves.
You can work at fast retrieve, slow retrieve.
Not like a lip lure. You can
so
only
anything from a
speed.
cob to a shad to a leery to pretty much any
nice.
game fish.
Correct.
You can actually pull. And you get various ones, various styles.
Different sizes.
This is quite a large one, but only a 38 gram for the lighter boys.
There's some smaller ones there
and
too.
They do a vast range of them for freshwater as well. Some of the little guys here, even for your freshwater type application, very good. They've also got some stunning walk the dog type lures. So good quality stuff. I've used them, the VMC hooks they have on them as standard, super sharp.
Good hook to have on a lure.
The walk the dog ones I've found for your spotties and that, probably the easiest walk the dog action I've tried on a lure.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fundi on walk the dog, but heck, it's easy, huh? Just a bit of slack line,
left to right,
slack line, bang, 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 bang. And a lot of us have started using walk the dog now for targeting things like cob and leery.
I see that.
We figured out a slightly faster retrieve.
And they
actually like to hit it. Especially big cob. Big cob love to hit on the top.
And years ago, something almost not heard of. You'd have to put your lure through the sand.
But if you observe cob on the rivers and that, they often
they roll on the top and things.
Yeah, they turn. So an amazing razor lure from the range of lures. We don't stock the full range at Bull Moria yet, but we are working on it. We're slowly progressing in our range. Their walk the dogs are always in stock, and most of their stick baits, the popular ones, we do have.
Awesome.
So awesome stuff. I see we've got some fluorocarbon there.
Fluorocarbon, very nicely packaged.
Yeah, what I quite like about that is fluorocarbon, I think we've spoken about previously. It's the best quality leader that you're going to get as far as abrasion goes. What I quite liked about it, have we lost camera?
No, we haven't. That's just that one switch off.
It's just going to switch off. Okay, what I quite like about it, 100 meters.
Yeah.
Instead of normal 50 meters.
50.
So giving you a fair bit of good value. Something we'll certainly be looking and putting in the lineup in near future. But I see they also do a vast range of soft plastics.
I was impressed with looking at the soft plastic off the bat. It's got some nice ripples and different effects to just a normal solid one.
They do a massive range of different styles. Some of the stuff freshwater application, some of it certainly saltwater application. But different as well. You know, not the standard same old. What I quite like, a look at the detail here. Like that's pre-split.
Yeah, so
it makes your hook placement nice and easy.
Much easier, you don't have to guess where the middle of the lure is.
I think a very sorted product. Yeah. If I'm generalizing, particularly on their lures, they're well made, they swim well, they're durable, and even their soft plastics are sorted.
Yeah.
You know, the amount of time they spend on the research and on the products here shows that Japanese attention to detail, which is...
Even the feeling of the rubber and the plastic itself is very natural. Eh?
Yeah,
it's not hard and stuff.
They've gone to a lot of effort to make a good product. Like I quite like these guys. Quite a natural. That reminds me of the old salt and pepper in the old days. Yeah. Got a little bit of brown back and a bit of flick. And that running at about a 5-inch, I think that'll work very nicely. They call it a worm, but hang, that's a paddle tail to me. That'll be a good cob catcher. We're chatting as well. They do some amazing worm or wide gape hooks.
Soft plastic hooks.
Soft plastic hooks. And
flip an amazing looking hook.
Exceptionally sharp.
They're ridiculously sharp.
And good products, eh? Very, very pleased with their lure range.
I see they make quite a nice. I think it was a 6.0 we said earlier.
6.0, yeah. It's got a nice
And that's
wide
incredibly
gap.
strong. Nice. I love this for cob.
It's a good size 6.0.
cob.
That not a baby 6.0
this-
by any means.
This guy's strong. I had a little pull of it just now. There's no ways things can pull straight.
And I quite like the longer length. It gives you quite a nice bait presentation.
But the hook point closer to the end of
on a 6-inch, I think that'll work a charm.
100%.
So brilliant stuff. But tonight our focus is a little more on perhaps one of their very popular niches is the jigging, or slow pitch jigging. We're not talking about wild coast jigging where guys trying to illegally catch leary in it. We're talking about taking a lure and making it flutter down, lifting it and flutter down.
To attract fish.
So any game fish will latch onto that. A lot of your smaller reef fish like Roman and even black steermusk, copper steermusk and that,
they'll clap it.
also clap onto it, rock hard and that kind of thing. So it catches quite a wide range of species. Before we get into the jigs though, they do an incredible range of rods. This is like the bottom end.
Yeah. The entry level.
Just over $1,000, what they call their leisure series.
Yeah.
They go all the way up to super high end.
Yeah.
So depending on your budget, Noeby's normally got a product for you. But what I like about them is even their bottom end, hang there nicely finished.
Yeah, finished beautifully. You wouldn't say it's a bottom end rod.
Every detail, you know, I might say a Noeby winch jigging, that's a Fuji, I can see it from a mile away.
Yeah.
And just awesomely finished. Lovely little soft tip on the action there. They look like a nonsense rod, but any guy who's fished deep sea will know these work particularly well.
Great.
What I quite like about them is they're very versatile. This little boykie, they give a recommended range of jigs. So you'll see we've got a selection of jigs here. We'll show you to you guys shortly.
Weights.
But these rods can handle from a 30 gram to a 300 gram.
That's from 1 to 10 ounces in
1
almost
to 10 ounces. Now that
is a big range.
Just there, this is what we call slow pitch jigging. So slow pitch is basically got your coffee ground on the bottom, you're dropping down, and you're just doing a lift and a drop. So you drop your jig all the way to the bottom, and you're lifting it a couple of meters and dropping.
And let it flutter down again.
And
at a slow rate.
Slow rate. You might bring it up to the top sometimes,
because
you've got to find fish in the column, but it's not
that erratic
fast
pitch
pitch jigging. So that's why a light rod like this can handle a heavy jig. While we're chatting on that, you can grab rods along, and the jigs start from around about 20 grams odd. But I must be honest, from a boat or a kayak in our areas, the currents are normally too strong for that. That's called micro jigging.
Yeah.
It's a different style of things, more from the shore and very shallow water. But typically about a 60 grams is what most of the guys are starting on.
2 ounce upwards.
About 2 ounces,
Yeah, plus minus 2 ounces.
Grams, for some dumb reason, they stick to on jigs.
Jigs, correct.
They don't go ounces
it's easier.
at all.
I understand grams better.
But what I dig about the Noeby as well, this is one of their slow pitch, got a nice wide shape. It's got a couple of angles cut into it as well. Nice flat back. Awesomely finished.
Yeah.
I find most of the range, your white area has a glow in the dark.
Okay.
In deeper water, that gives you a stronger attraction. On the back side of them, they all have
like a holographic.
Like almost. A holographic. It's actually called a holographic tape. So it literally sends out flashes of light
at different angles.
So as this is dropping down, it's swinging like that. Traction rate's very high. You normally get your hits on the drop.
Okay.
And you'll notice they don't come with hooks. You need to attach hooks to catch them.
Catch your own hooks.
And there we're typically using what's called an assist hook for guys who haven't fished at all. Attaching by a split ring to the top. Some guys will attach a single hook to the bottom, but
as well,
typically to the top is where most of your strike rate's going to happen. We typically run a twin one there. Normally got a heavy Dacron or braid.
Yeah.
This particular one I've got here has got a bit of flash, which is also glow in the dark.
Yeah, some nice, more attractant.
And I like to get ambitious with it. You know, you can go right down to a 1.0 or smaller, but if you're hooking to a proper, like a black steermusk or something like that, that's going to straighten a 1.0.
Yeah.
Or just
squash it.
Or just drop out. You don't get a success. So don't be too shy on the hook size. Yeah. The typical thinking in theory is your hook must be big enough to be about half the length of the jig.
Okay.
It must stick out prone.
To the other side.
Out of the side. So otherwise you're going to get non-hits. So they do also do singles, but I must admit doubles just make the most sense to me. They're actually more or less the same price. Double assists. You'll see we've got various. They've also got the heavy duty ones.
Bit of a thicker gauge.
Up to a 5.0. Something like that will pull a copper quite happily.
No, that's solid.
That's a proper maneuverable.
That is a proper hook.
What I like about Noeby, quality product, nice and sharp, and yet very realistically priced. I think across the entire range, if we look at their product, very realistically priced for the quality you're getting.
Correct.
Jigs, number of colors. Pink is often a popular. Something like that with a pink and a blue.
Yeah.
Bit of a double tone on the flash there at the back. You get various.
I'm just going to hold this up so the guys can see it
Get a
nice
close up there. So we're still on and live there. So we've got some pink and whites, some with just a pure white back. Again, some with your flash. So quite a variation. Pink is generally the go-to color, but the color doesn't seem to make quite as much difference as
the flash.
I don't know. Everyone's got their own favorites, I think. And something like that's going up to 210 gram.
Yeah, I can actually see the glow, the glow white in there as well.
Glow white's working exceptionally well.
Yeah.
Look how cool reflector that is.
That is
check that for the tones and shine
that's
on
going
that.
to throw light everywhere for it.
Something like a gold I particularly like as well. It's a gold white with the glow in the dark, and check out that green.
And it comes in the back there, like almost like a mackerel green on the top.
Phenomenal color. Why the range of weights here? We're typically in shallow water, like 30 meters in our East London areas, considered on the inside. There's something like a 60 or 80 gram works quite well. I've done some short bass jigging on our breakwalls and that, and I haven't had any joy yet. Haven't found fish. I've been trying quite hard. But your really light one's like 40 gram that you actually can't feel what the jig's doing. It's almost too light. Where 60 gram in shallow water,
you can feel it through the rod
quite nicely. But something like an 80 gram, I think that's starting at about the right point.
You would start off.
And all these rods can typically handle this or bigger. I like the way that you don't have to work it too hard.
Yeah, it's not super hard work like the fast pitch jigging.
It's up and down. You can even almost hold on the boat, and as the waves and swells taking you, and that tip is doing most of the work. It's a lazy man's way of jigging. The guys that do it catch a vast range of species. The big boys you spoke about here were 210 gram.
Yeah.
Why we're going to go heavier is, particularly on our East London section of the coastline, the current is exceptionally strong sometimes. And if you've got a light jig in like 100 meters of water, you're just not going to get it to the bottom.
Yeah, it's going to be fluttering midway doing that.
The species we're mainly targeting off of the boats in South Africa are bottom fish. We're not getting as many game fish as we... Some guys are. I think yellowtail, keelback, that kind of thing will certainly latch onto these very well.
Correct.
But finding reef fish like Roman and that kind of thing is a lot easier.
Yeah.
So the guys know their regular reefs, they know where to fish.
Yeah, they got their marks.
And you want something they can get down there. So heavier. Typically, I'd say 100 gram odd would be in about 50 to 100 meters of water.
Okay.
If the current's running really heavy, you go 200 gram. Always keep it as light as possible because then you're getting the best action.
More natural movement.
More natural action.
Same as your other lure fishing.
But it's certainly an awesome style of fishing. I know I've got a session we're going to do soon. I'll try to get some videos and photos on that.
Please.
Launching out of Cinsa. Just waiting for good weather and good health and no flu and that kind of thing. But one of our other deans is hopefully we're going to hook it up and we'll share some info on that. But I'm keen. I want to get a Roman. I must admit I've never caught a Roman before. And I want to get Roman. I've got a rod that's a little bit different to this. Mine's more of a fast pitch, so I'm going to have to work it differently.
No, I'm sure you'll get it to come right there.
Fast pitch, your rod a lot stiffer.
Yeah.
They also can't handle the heavy jigs. So they might only go up to like an 80 or 100 gram. And there you kind of, you work
in fast forward.
You literally, you're tipped down and you're cranking this thing up.
They really work hard,
you want to make this jig hit bottom.
Shoot up a meter in a second.
And then... and drop. Yeah. And drop. It's not the slow action, but the game fish love it, eh?
Yeah.
Things
Gets
like
them excited.
Tuna and that kind of thing, it's the way to go. Flipping hard work. I think that's why most South African guys just haven't got the energy for it. But yeah, lovely range of jigging rods. And I think even from the bottom end, awesome stuff.
Right to the top.
I think you're going to see a lot of these red ones out there. But they do quite a range of rods. I haven't got the one I've been testing in recent months here, but this is in a similar series. This is the, again, Leisure, a K5, they do a K6.
Bit of a lighter estuary.
It's like an estuary bass.
Crossover type thing,
Such light shore fishing. Beautiful rods.
I know we had a pull of this rod earlier. They're beautiful little action today.
Really beautiful rods. What I love about them, besides the quality of finish, again, awesomely put together, but lovely soft tip action. Yeah. Maybe grab a tip there. You know,
so I'm going to move out of camera a bit, guys.
A lot of guys, you know, what makes a 500 Rand rod different to this, which is retailing about 1,500. It's not a cheapie. But if you look at that tip, it's got a lovely tippy action.
Yeah.
And yet by no means a spaghetti stick.
Oh no, it's got a lot of backbone.
It's got a lot of backbone.
Once you got past that fourth eye there.
In the bottom end. So that soft tip allows you to work your things like bucktails and even your soft plastics particularly well.
It helps you absorb the fish, when head shakes on the fish and stuff. It just absorbs it a bit better.
And for things like spotties that live on bait, it's just wonderful to have a soft tip rod that's got beef on the back.
Correct.
It's probably the ultimate setup. I must admit, mine, I've caught some pretty good fish on up to about the 2 kg mark. I haven't got into monster yet, but I love the action so far.
Yeah, nothing better than a rod that just sits and plays the fish like that for you. It's all beautiful.
And also I find you get a wonderful cast out of it. A lot of the rods we typically use for bass or light tackle drop shot in the rivers and that are prone to be a little stiff
on the tip,
and a ton negates your casting distance. You don't get that flick. And you're talking about like 8-10 pound braid. You want something that can flick. I mean, I can comfortably cast on some of the lures I'm using 50 to 70 meters in this light tackle stuff. And it's amazing how far you can go. What I dig about them as well is you get a massive range of specs in their models. This Oki 7'6", which is the same as my one, but from a 7 gram up to a 28 gram. So 7 gram, quarter ounce to a one ounce.
Full ounce,
My one I think is right down to 4 gram or so. So they give you amazing action and quite a nice range of scope, but awesomely finished. A nice high density EVA grip. Certainly a premium rod at not a premium price.
Looks like $1 million as well.
It does. They're certainly something different. I know a lot of the other YouTubers around the country, the oaks going for blacktail and that.
I've seen the
Noebys,
two youngsters. They're doing quite well, and some good fish in the river.
They get some good fish, but also in the surf,
Yeah.
And amongst the bricks and that, these little sticks, although they'll surprise you.
Yeah.
They'll surprise you.
I've seen them on their adventures. They're doing quite well.
You can pull up to a 2 kg blacktail, no problem on it. It's a stunning little setup. But then they also do some amazing bigger rods. I know they do some trolling rods and that for the marlin type workies and that. But what really, I had one of my customers the other day said he's going up to Gabon. He wants to target those massive tarpon. And he's looking at throwing up to 160 gram popper, which is a big ass popper.
It's a beast. It's a beast of a popper.
Not too many of our local rods cost as much as that.
You need a 5 ounce rod for that.
Again, Noeby from the bottom end, do all the way up high end as well. This is one of the older ones, the Legend series, Legend 2. 9-10 foot typically. But they form a niche which very few other brands cover. Little things like it's got your slot there for your gimbal.
Yeah.
If anyone hasn't fished the Rock and Surfer, it's not a gimbal, you get those buckets with a little cross wire in there so you can hook in exactly. It means you can pull hard.
Yeah, you don't get no spinning of the rod in your hand.
Absolutely. And this thing can cast a range of lures. I know we don't like to talk technical lures, but from 40 gram, which is like 1 ounce and a half, up to a 160 gram.
Over 5 ounce.
160 grams pushing 6 ounce.
Yeah, it's over between 5 and 6 ounces.
Yeah, almost 6 ounce.
That's quite impressive.
They even do one up to 200 gram in this series. Imagine casting an 8 ounce lure, dude. Yeah,
all day, the whole day.
All day, the whole day, and amazing finish on the carbon. What I really dig about them as well, besides good carbon, they've got an amazing hard wrap.
I see that wrap.
All their rods have got an incredibly good wrap, and the factory they come out of, the quality control in that is superb.
Yeah,
things like your eye finishes and that are spot on.
Yeah, there's no split between the
But again, let's show the oaks how tippy this rod is not.
Out of frame again, guys. Apologize.
But everyone's saying they can throw up to 160 gram.
Yeah, I can feel the backbone starting to where my fingers.
Power galore, but still got that flicky action.
And the graphite's super sensitive.
Graphite's super sensitive.
I can feel your heartbeat through the graphite.
Every bump. So the entire range of rods, I think they do a lot of attention to action, and they've taken some of the world's top anglers to develop these rods.
Correct.
So the guys certainly well worth looking at. Balmoria, we've got the massive range of their jigs, and the range of rods is slowly but surely growing. If you do find something in Noeby that you want and we haven't listed yet, just give us a shot.
Oh, awesome. So
we'll get a price and we'll make a plan. And then like the last thing,
the little tools.
They're tools. You know, nothing shouts more quality than a quality split ring. These split ring pliers, I reckon you'd have for a lifetime.
Yeah, no, I've looked at it earlier, had a good look at it. Nothing on here can rust.
No,
there's nothing that's going to rust. Even your normal pliers, there's always something that rusts somewhere.
But just the feel.
Yeah.
The feel is amazing. And you know, when you're battling with big split rings, we're talking about like not a little number 6 or something like. We're talking about proper size split rings. And I mean, there you've got a lovely little braid cutter on the side.
Correct, I see that.
You know, really, really awesome quality. Enough grip here as well if you're trying to get into a decent fish.
Yeah.
And you can lip grip out. Also pretty good for crimping.
Yeah.
So you've got your crimping tool all built into one.
And very well thought out. I'm even just picking it up now. so your little braid cutter or line cutter,
Yeah.
when they get blunt, you can replace them.
Yep.
You've got little screws, you can pop them off, you can put new ones in.
Yep.
Don't have to buy a whole new set of pliers.
Nah,
That's
well,
really, really well thought of.
Good product, eh? Very, very pleased with them. Nice range. The little scissors as well.
Yeah, it's super light as well.
We've got some lovely little stainless lip grippers for when you're handling your fish.
Yeah.
And super awesomely priced.
Yeah.
You know, the quality you're getting for the price, I think, is
definitely worth it.
Pop a little thingy-majiggy on the top
safety
there.
on.
Keep them safe and good. Comes in a nice little nylon pouch as well.
You can put it on your belt or your bucket.
Lanyard, so you're not going to lose the okie. And 400 odd rand.
Reasonably priced.
Reasonably priced for what you're getting.
Yes,
I think
it's once in a lifetime tool. You can
absolutely.
Fish that,
So yeah, hats off to Noeby. I know the guys there are seriously serious fishermen.
No, they're hardcore fishermen.
They're hardcore fishermen.
Hardcore, this, yes.
They're not as much rock and surf guys.
Yeah.
Owing to the product they love so much, these folks love to throw lure in particular off the kayaks and boats. Cape Point, hunting tuna and yellowtail. That's the game. But I think the entire range deserves an acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And I think they are going to be getting more and more popular as time goes.
They've definitely grown a lot since in the last couple of years.
And I must admit, my go-to favorite walk the dog lure is definitely Noeby. And so far, my favorite jigs have been Noeby as well. Probably quality of action and finish and price.
Yeah.
I think that
marriage, everything that you need.
Yeah, that marriage. I haven't tried the Fluoro yet. I'm more of a mono oak.
Yeah.
But I look at the wide gape hooks here. That's definitely on my shopping list.
100%.
And I am dead keen to give some of their soft plastics a go
I think as soon as Cobtober is around the corner, I'm definitely going to get stuck into some of those.
So yeah, don't ignore the brand Noeby. And as I say, if you do find anything, if it's not on an online shop yet, we can give the Oaks a shot, see if they've got stock, and we can hook you up.
Fantastic.
Very much the range. So
that's it.
So well done to Two Oaks, really pushing a good South African product.
Well done.
And not a South African product. Japanese product, but I think they
brought it to the South African market for us to be able to purchase.
They brought it to us, and it's like, it's a good stuff. You know, really good stuff.
Awesome, guys. Well, Don, thanks for giving us all that informative information about Noeby. I hope I pronounced it correctly, guys.
Yeah, then you're spot on as far as I know.
100%. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us this evening. Until next week, don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to Untraceable Fishing on YouTube. Hit that notification bell. Check out Bull Maury on Facebook. Visit their website. Sorry, guys, getting a bit tongue-tied.
Cool,
getting a bit thirsty. Cool. And check out all these amazing products on their online store.
Yeah.
Until next week, thanks very much for joining us. From Dean from Untraceable Fishing and Don from Bull Maury Fishing Tackle, this was Tackle Tuesday.
Cheers.